Hi, it's Darnell with Big Grill. Today I'm going to be cooking up some quesadillas on my Green Mountain Grill's Daniel Boone Pellet Smokers Pizza Oven attachment. So they're going to cook up pretty quick. So first thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and get my pizza stone warmed up and fire up this grill. So I'm in my Green Mountain Grill's app now, and I'm just basically going to go ahead and power things on and confirm that now it's powering on. I'm just going to set the temp. I'm going to make it 430 degrees, which is going to make that stone about 800 to 850 degrees in Fahrenheit. So while that's warming up, we're going to go inside and get these quesadillas together. Alright, so let me run you through the ingredients I'm going to be using to make these quesadillas here. I've got 3 different types of tortilla shells I'm going to be using just to see how they perform on that stone out there. The first one I've got, this is a Mission Carb Balance whole wheat burrito tortilla. So this one is a high in fiber tortilla shell. I've also got a sun-dried tomato basil shell, and then I've got the good old just traditional regular tortilla shell. So I'm going to put one of the carb balance ones here, I'm going to put the sun-dried tomato one there, put one of the regular ones there, and those will be basically make 3 quesadillas, sorry, make 3 quesadillas. And for the meat, I've got some ribs. These ribs I had to cook in my Instant Pot when the weather was unfavorable to use the smoker. So I'm going to be making some rib quesadillas today. And if you ever want to see how to cook ribs in the Instant Pot, you can go over to my Wave Oven Recipes channel and I'll show you how to do that there if you can't get out to your smoker one day. For the filling with the rib meat, I'm going to use as a sauce, I'm going to use a combination of this Carolina tangy barbecue sauce with some mayonnaise. I'll probably use a little paprika, a little cayenne pepper. Also going to have some shredded mozzarella cheese in there. So I'm going to go ahead and get this rib meat chopped up in this little Ninja chopper here. And I'll get my tortilla shells laid out. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that and bring you back. Alright, so I've got my meat all chopped up. For the sauce, I just basically put in the ingredients and just mixed them up with no specific amount. I just kind of, put some of each in to an amount that, just looked decent for the flavor profile I wanted. So, I can't tell you I used a teaspoon of this or a teaspoon. I just, threw a bunch of ingredients in there. That all the ingredients I told you about, just threw some of each in, make my sauce. I got my cheese there, so I'm going to start by throwing my sauce into each of these tortilla shells. Remember, this is the high fiber carb balance, this is the sun-dried tomato, and that's the regular tortilla shell. My grill has come up to temp. I'm going to let it heat up for stay heated for about 15 minutes to get that stone, make sure that I know it's good and hot. I'm basically putting the sauce all over the inside of each of these shells. Alright, now I'm going to throw in my cheese. Alright, now I'm going to put my meat in. Alright, now I'm just going to fold each of these over. While the stone's coming up to temp, let me give you a quick weather report. Outside it's mostly cloudy. 40 degrees, real feel 58 degrees, humidity is 26%, wind speed just 2 miles an hour, and we're pretty much at the high, which is supposed to be 54 for today. So once things have been sitting out there for about 15 minutes of warm up, I'm going to basically just one at a time show you out there on the grill me putting them in and pulling them out. Each one's probably going to need maybe a minute, I don't know. But I'll probably let them set in there for 30 seconds and then try and see if, Lord willing, I can flip. But I'll just do them one at a time out there, bring them all in, and after we get them all in, then we'll get them all cut up and plate and taste test. Alright, the first one going in. Ooh, it's hot. Just going to keep an eye on it here. spin it a little. We'll flip it actually. Don't spin it. Flip it. Oh, look at that. That thing's hot. Just give it 2 seconds on this side and it's going to be done. On to the next one. Got it done on both sides. Look at that. On to the next one. Alright, here goes number 2. I'm not really using a stopwatch. I'm just kind of using feeling of when to pull it out. I'm hoping I don't mess up. Alright, let's try and flip this one. Alright, flip it. Put the side in there. Alright. Take that out. Show both sides look nice. Alright. Gonna go get the last one. Alright, here's our last one. Alright, and flip. Over. Alright, get back in there. I believe we're all done. See the other side. Alright, we're all done here. Whoops, almost slid off. We're all done. Alright, so here are our finished quesadillas. We're all done. So just going to do some cutting of these. Alright, going to get one of each plated. This is the carb balanced tortilla, sun-dried tomato tortilla, and your regular flour tortilla there. Going to get the camera swap and do some taste testing. Alright, so got my carb balanced tortilla rib quesadilla here. Let's do a quick taste of this one. Looks good. The cheese is melted in there. Let's take a good look at it. Here's our our sun-dried tomato one. Look in there. In our regular flour tortilla shell for our rib quesadilla. They all taste good. They all turned out well. I mean, you know, I don't know how long it took. I just basically put them in there. When it looked like things were getting melted on one side, just flip it and wait for the other side to finish melting. But it goes pretty fast and it tastes good. You know, it's a quick way to get, you know, get a meal. I mean, it's so fast. And as far as if anyone's wondering how much, I'm using the Green Mountain Grill Daniel Boone, well, the Green Mountain Grill Fruitwood blend pellets that I was using there. If anyone's wondering how many pellets did I use, just for general knowledge, it took less than half of the hopper, but it takes more than a quarter of the hopper, basically for anything that I cook like this with that pizza oven attachment, because I give things, you know, maybe 20-30 minutes to stay warm before I even put anything on there. It takes about more than a quarter of the pellet hopper, but less than half is basically how I can gauge it. But definitely this pizza attachment, it's good for more than pizza. And so now you see how that's done. You can find other recipes and such in a written form on dgrillsmoke.com. Not everything's there, but a good bit of the cooks in written form are there. Also, you know, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at dgrillsmoke. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share the video with a friend, leave some comments, subscribe to the channel, and good eating.